While Brad is outside valiantly giving the RV and the car a good washing, I am in here trying to figure out our next route and where we're headed and where we're going to sleep tonight. Sometimes that is one of the more difficult choices we have to make as perpetual travelers. It's a fun dilemma.
Hey guys!
Hey, so we are coming at you from California's Mojave National Preserve, right near the Nevada border.
Yeah, we are staying at White Cross Memorial. We will talk a little bit more about that in a second, but for now, we are just going to go out on a hike, which is really close by here. We're just going to walk over to the trailhead. It's called Teutonia Peak.
Yeah, it's about a 3-mile hike, 700-foot elevation gain, and it'll just get us some views over the valley, and it takes us through the densest concentration of Joshua trees in the world. So that's amazing.
We just got here from St. George. We took a week-long vacation from filming and videoing, so
yeah,
we're nice and refreshed.
We spent some time with our families, and I actually flew to Iowa for a brief stay to help my parents out, but yes, now we are back on the move, and it feels really great to be exploring again.
Yeah, so let's get out there.
Yeah. This thing's huge.
We read that this is the densest Joshua tree forest in the world?
Yeah.
Here? Yeah, there are a ton of Joshua trees.
I already told them that, though.
Oh. Hey, that looks like the freeway. We might have signal already. Oh, hey. I brought a phone just in case, so I could potentially use a little internet while we're up here, because there's nothing at the site.
Well, I think all the climbing is going to be basically right at the end. We've done some mild elevation change, but we're getting kind of close. We're going up there.
Yeah.
Super scenic up here. You can see horizons through that little window and all out this way. Almost makes me think we'd see some cotamundis up here for our viewers that have seen our Indian Bread Rocks episode.
Yeah, these rocks are very familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great spot. Great little hike. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's back. He likes those red pants, I think.
Yeah, it must think I'm some giant flower. Sorry. Oh. Where's Pepper?
What do we got?
There you go.
Pepper.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Bucko. So we wanted to fill you in a little bit more on this campsite.
It's a free spot.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier it's this White Cross Memorial. It started out in 1934, I think, as it was a World War I memorial, but then later was sort of upgraded to all wars. This is a memorial to everyone who's died in war.
There's a lot of legal battle over its status of being on public lands, and so sort of went through the courts, but the Supreme Court decided that it could be here, and I think the land was actually transferred to the VFW, so it's not actually public lands anymore.
Yeah, it was interesting. There's a little flyer here that kind of describes the history, and they even talked about how during the court battles, they actually covered up the cross with a bag and a padlock.
Yeah, and then it got stolen when it did finally get revealed by vandals, but then it was recovered in the Bay Area. It's had a long history.
Yeah.
In any case, there are 3 campsites just kind of right ringing the base of this memorial, and then there's one that's a little to the left, but that one is a little tougher to get to and probably really only better for small rigs.
But there is a smaller road that continues on toward the hill here, where if you have good 4x4 and a small rig, you can go up that way and get more sites up there.
More options, yeah. The big downside to this spot was that we don't have any cell service, and that is kind of the case through a lot of this park.
Yeah, there's even a sign coming into the National Preserve that says no cell service in park.
Yeah, Brad was able to get some on our hike to collect a few messages, so that was great. But it's a constraint, and being that today is Sunday and tomorrow's a work day, we need to continue on. So it was a very short stay, but beautiful, and we just love sharing the free spots that we find. There are other boondocking spots within the preserve. There's one called Soda Lake View. There are a few others that are 4x4, and this is just kind of on the north side of the park. The park is huge.
There's more boondocking on the south end as well, near Kelso Dunes.
We stayed 1 week a couple years back at Hole in the Wall Campground, which is very affordable. I believe it was like $10 a night or something in that range. They've got a dump station there, and we were able to pick up a little bit on Verizon, but we had to be very choosy about what site we went in because it was not everywhere.
Yeah, that was a really fun spot because of the Rings Trail.
Yeah, I will put a link to that video at the end of this one. We have done some more trip planning. We finally charted a route, I believe.
Yeah, using the old atlas since we don't have internet reception.
That's right. Yep, the paper maps definitely come in handy. So, yeah, you will have to tune in next week to see where we end up.